Telling my most horrifying experience on the set of Grey's Anatomy, putting on bruise makeup to look like the people in the scene. So I was in Hollywood for a few weeks, coming from the finance industry, when Grey's Anatomy called for a non-speaking part. So naturally, I was so excited. And the director that day was Debbie Allen, who's Jesse Williams' mom on the show. And this was one of the biggest, most expensive scenes they've done in years. The hospital was blowing up. So there were like 5 or 6 cop cars, multiple ambulances, fire truck, and the whole cast was there, including Ellen Pompeo. So Debbie Allen sets up the scene, we all get in our places, and she lets me start the scene. The camera will start on me and then I'll trigger everything else that happens throughout the scene. We spend about 10 minutes rehearsing, just me and Debbie Allen. So we're about to start the scene and an assistant director comes over and just tweaks a few things about my timing and things like that. So I'm waiting and I hear action at some point way off in the distance. And instead of starting right away, which I talked about with Debbie, I did what the other guy told me and I waited a few seconds. So the ambulances are coming in, the fire truck zips in, they're almost crashing into each other. Dr. Meredith Grey, Ellen Pompeo, has to like dive out of the way of one of the cars because all the timing is off because I waited a few seconds longer than I was supposed to. So Debbie Allen runs out of nowhere and she's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? You almost got people killed." And I was like, "I don't know. The guy told me to start a few seconds later than you said." And she's like, "Am I that guy?" And I was like, No, you're not." So they have to reset everything for 20 minutes, probably cost them a few $1,000,000. But she gives me another chance. Why? So she sets it up again, but this time she's standing right behind the cameraman so she can watch me closely. And she says action and I go exactly how she told me, weave through. I deliver the gurney to Dr. Grey. We have a little exchange there, but I'm still not sure if it's right. And I look back at Debbie, who's standing behind the cameraman, and I can't tell if she's mad. And then she gives me a little smile and a wink, and she gives me the nicest little pat on the rear I think I've ever had. And that's the first time I felt like I was a real member at Grey Sloan Memorial Hospital and an actor in Hollywood.